At the beginning of the film, we are introduced to Conan as a young child, listening to his father telling him about the Godcrom and the betrayal by the giants. Essentially, the only thing that can be trusted is the sword. His father says that the sword is a symbol of strength, honor, and true trust, the only tool that will never betray its owner. Conan listened intently, staring at his father's serious face, where every word spoken by his father was etched into his mind, forming the foundation of his understanding of the world and courage. One day, the young Conan saw a group of soldiers on horseback arriving in his village. Unexpectedly, their arrival brought disaster, as the soldiers immediately began massacring all the barbarians, with blood covering their bodies. However, the surviving villagers did not surrender easily, as Conan's father and the others continued to resist, while Conan and his mother could only watch helplessly. At that moment, Conan witnessed in shock as his father and the other villagers fought back with immense bravery. They defended themselves with whatever weapons they had while facing the much larger and better-trained cavalry. After eliminating all the villagers, the leader of the soldiers, a long-haired man named Thulsa, dismounted from his horse. It turned out that Thulsa decided to kill Conan's mother to increase the number of victims, and in an instant, the young Conan's heart was shattered. Meanwhile, the remaining barbarian children were sold and forced to work, pushing a giant wheel. This situation continued for 20 years until Conan grew into adulthood. One day, Conan's master named Luca takes him to a brutal fight where Conan is forced to fight a very fierce opponent. Although he struggles initially, Conan ultimately manages to defeat his opponent and, surprisingly, emerges victorious. After his victory in the arena, Conan rises as a respected champion, where his bravery in battle catches the attention of many people, including the spectators who were impressed by his extraordinary strength. From that moment on, Conan became a highly brutal figure, not hesitating to kill all his opponents. Due to his constant victories, Conan got the opportunity to fight elsewhere and was taken to the Mongol region to train his swordsmanship and combat skills. In the Mongol region, Conan encounters new challenges that test his abilities in martial arts and war strategy. Additionally, Conan is trained by renowned sword masters there, learning new techniques and increasing his speed and agility in combat. However, one day, Luca suddenly freed Conan, and during his escape, he was chased by royal dogs. While searching for a place to hide, Conan sneaked into a haunted cave. In the cave, he finds many skeletons, and upon closer inspection, he realizes that the place was once a palace. After that, Conan approaches the throne and realizes that it belongs to the god Crom. Knowing this, Conan then took the sword from Crom's hand and immediately cleaned it. After that, Crom's sword officially became Conan's. With the new sword in hand, Conan felt a surge of new power flowing through him. He then continued his journey through the mysterious cave, feeling fortunate to have found such a powerful and valuable weapon. Since leaving the cave, Conan roamed the land in search of the twin snake symbol, which is the emblem of Thulsa's kingdom. It turned out that a beautiful seer knew a lot about the symbol. However, Conan had to become intimate with the seer to get more clues. As a result, Conan reluctantly complied. Once the seer provided her clues, the atmosphere changed instantly. The beautiful seer suddenly transformed, revealing herself as a powerful and terrifying demon. Conan was shocked but undeterred, as he was ready to face any threats that might come his way. Realizing that the quest for the twin snake symbol had led him into a world darker and more dangerous than he had ever imagined before. Upon leaving the sorceress's house, Conan met Subutai, who was a thief and archer from the Hyrcanian tribe. Conan and Subutai soon became good friends, and they decided to adventure together. During the journey, they discovered that their skills complemented each other, with Subutai's physical strength and archery skills and Conan's courage and resilience. Together, they explored various places, faced numerous dangers, and built a strong bond of friendship between them. Their shared adventures brought them through many trials, sharpening their survival skills while discovering the true meaning of friendship and mutual trust. One day, they arrived in a city where Conan and Subutai planned to search for the twin snake symbol. When they asked a stone seller about it, the seller replied that the symbol could be found on a tower. However, that tower was controlled by a cult of snake worshippers. Without wasting time, Conan and Subutai headed straight for the tower. But upon arriving, they encountered another thief named Valeria. Eventually, the three of them decided to work together. Although it was initially awkward due to the rivalry between them, they soon realized that uniting was the only way to overcome the challenges inside the tower. Inside the tower, the members of the snake cult were performing a ritual. While they were absorbed in their ritual, the thieves quickly divided tasks. After stealing several diamonds and valuable items, Conan saw the twin snake symbol and he was instantly reminded of the cruel Thulsa. As he was about to leave, Conan was suddenly attacked by a giant snake guarding the tower. So, he had to defeat the snake in order to leave the place. Shortly after, because of the snake's death, they were immediately discovered by the cult members. Despite getting involved in an incident with the giant snake and nearly being captured, Conan, Subutai, and Valeria managed to escape using their agility and strategic skills. Since the theft, Conan and Valeria grew closer and even developed a special relationship. Additionally, the two of them and Subutai became very wealthy. Over time, they became complacent and were eventually captured by the forces of King Osric. Strangely, they did not receive any punishment from the king. Instead, the three thieves were given a special mission to rescue the princess from the clutches of Thulsa. Even before they agreed, King Osric had already paid in advance with a number of diamonds. Because of this, their wealth and closeness to King Osric made them feel safe and respected, leading them to accept the rescue mission despite the risks. Additionally, King Osric himself believed that only Conan and his friends had the courage and skills to confront Thulsa and restore the security of his kingdom. With steadfast hearts and burning spirits, they quickly prepared to face the greatest challenge of their lives, ready to overcome any obstacles to fulfill the noble task entrusted to them. Upon returning from the palace, Valeria tried to persuade Conan not to undertake the mission, as she felt Thulsa was too powerful for an ordinary human. However, Conan, harboring a grudge against him, decided to go secretly. During his journey, Conan met a sorcerer named Mako. Although Mako initially behaved fiercely, he eventually befriended Conan. Where Mako also shared a lot about magic and Thulsa, whose power was considered invincible. The next day, Conan went to the mountain valley to look for the princess, but upon arriving there, he did not find her anywhere. After searching for quite a while, Conan fell asleep. When he woke up, he saw many cult members arriving and preparing to perform a ritual. At that moment, Conan also encountered a cult member named Carl. Not wanting to waste any time, Conan quickly took him to a secluded spot and beat him, hoping to get information about the princess's whereabouts. After that, Conan was seen pretending to be a member of the cult by wearing Carl's clothes. Shortly after, Conan managed to spot Thulsa, who still had long hair. However, he was eventually discovered by the cult leader and handed over to Thulsa's guards to be beaten until his body was bruised and battered. Thulsa then ordered his men to crucify Conan on a large tree for several days without food or water, leaving him on the brink of death. Because of this, Conan began to hallucinate due to the immense pain and hunger. However, his fighting spirit never faded, and Conan continued to resist while waiting for an opportunity to escape. One day, Subutai and Valeria came to rescue him. They took Conan's body to Mako's residence and performed a ritual to bring him back to life. Fortunately, thanks to the ritual, Conan was revived and also regained his strength. Conan then quickly began training with his sword, determined to take revenge on Thulsa for the cruel torture he had endured. Every movement of the sword was executed with resolve and a desire to avenge the suffering he had experienced. The next day, Conan, Subutai, and Valeria decided to go to the Mountain of Power to find Thulsa and the princess. When they arrived at the mountain, the three of them immediately put on scary makeup. After that, they sneaked into a cave. Inside the cave, there were many women engaged in some ritual. Additionally, this mysterious place was guarded by leopards. Carefully, they continued their journey deeper into the cave, hoping to find traces of Thulsa and clues regarding the princess's whereabouts. Additionally, they understood that they had to be cautious and stay alert to all threats around them, including Thulsa's guards who might be hiding in the dark and hidden spots within the cave. After a while, the three of them saw the princess sitting beneath Thulsa's throne. They also witnessed Thulsa transforming into a python. The trio then decided to split up, where Valeria would set the place on fire so that Conan and Subutai could kill the guards. Shortly after, Valeria then tied the princess's hands while Thulsa was busy playing snakes and ladders, but Valeria and the others were confronted by Rexer. Knowing this, Conan immediately stepped forward to confront him, and after successfully deceiving his opponent, Conan and Subadai quickly secured the princess, while Valeria took on the task of eliminating the guards. In a short amount of time, Valeria brutally killed the guards. Then, the three of them quickly left the mountain. After the incident, Thulsa was determined to kill the three thieves. In his rage, Thulsa shot an arrow at Conan and his friends from a distance. Unfortunately, the arrow struck Valeria in the abdomen, and she died in Conan's arms. That night, Valeria's body was cremated on a hill, with Conan and Subadai mourning the loss of their friend while remembering all of Valeria's sacrifices and bravery throughout their journey. The next day, Conan and Subadai began setting traps to prepare for Thulsa. They knew that the serpent monster would surely come looking for them. Soon enough, their wait ended as Thulsa arrived with dozens of mounted soldiers. Seeing this, Conan and Subadai immediately launched their attack. The brutality of the two friends was enough to defeat dozens of soldiers in an instant. At that moment, Conan also approached Rexer and incapacitated him with a single strike. Unfortunately, Thulsa managed to escape from the scene. Despite his escape, Conan and Subadai's actions in facing the mounted troops brought them some relief. After that, they used the available time to plan their next strategy in pursuing Thulsa, who remained a threat to them and the princess they had rescued. With unwavering determination, they prepared to continue the chase, ready to face any risks to seek revenge and put an end to Thulsa's tyranny once and for all. Not long after, Conan returned to the Mountain of Power and confronted the serpent demon. In front of thousands of followers, Thulsa tried to hypnotize Conan, but his powers had no effect. Finally, after Thulsa was defeated, his followers immediately abandoned the mountain. Additionally, thanks to this event, the princess finally came to her senses and agreed to be taken home. On their journey home, their emotions were mixed. Despite successfully ending Thulsa's threat, they also felt the loss of Valeria and the exhausting struggle they had endured. During the journey, Conan, Subadai, and the princess reminisced about all the bitter and sweet memories they had shared together. However, they also felt relieved because their mission was accomplished. The film ends. Moral lesson from the story: if your dad tells you to trust only a sword, don't be surprised if you end up talking to skeletons in haunted caves. Remember, sometimes the best way to find a friend is by teaming up with someone trying to rob you.